What's up? What's going on? Oh, did you hear that? Whew, man, nice little hill right here. And everything's actually pretty wet right now. It just rained. It's been raining all day, and it's kind of it's not really cold, maybe like 40 something degrees, not too bad with a jacket. But I decided to get out of the house again and just get out here a little bit and just relax. Take a look at this view. It just puts everything in perspective, you know? Just looking at everything from above. They call it the bird's eye view, right? Looking at things from a high enough distance, you can start to put everything in perspective on how everything fits together. Wouldn't that be nice to be able to do that with life? Yeah, that would be really nice. But unfortunately, that's not always possible. You can't always just put everything in perspective, and you can't always see beyond what's in front of you. Down there at the bottom is it's a lake, and there's a few rivers that feed into it. Every once in a while you'll see deer around here, and it's really nice to just see the wildlife. It's a little on the foggy side today, and I love coming out into nature when it's foggy. The appeal of the fog to me is real. There's something beautiful about not being able to see very far and having this sort of blanket covering your environment, your surroundings. Even right now, the sun is just partially obscured behind the fog, the mist. The desire to want to see everything from above and to understand the big picture, I think that's something everyone eventually wants to do. Whatever life situation you may find yourself in, we might not always be able to do that, but there are ways to bring into perspective, to change your perspective on situations and on certain things. Meditation, that's a big one. However it is you meditate. Self-reflection, being in a quiet room, yoga, exercise. There are many ways to meditate. Being out here, being in nature, to me, this is a form of meditation. There's a sense of tranquility out here, a sense of peace, isolation, just being in your own energy, feeling your own feelings and thinking your own thoughts. It's nice to be able to do that once in a while. It then really lets you appreciate everything else in your life, going back into whatever it is that you have going on. This is like the yin and yang, the swing of the pendulum. It balances things out. See, us human beings, we like the idea of being in control of things, being in control of circumstances, being in control of our lives, being in control of those around us, the things happening to us. But I'm sure if you really sit down and think about it, you'll arrive to the same conclusion that a lot of people have arrived at, and that is that we're not in very much control of a lot of things. Even though we might want to believe that we are. Hell, a lot of us even struggle to just control our own sleep cycle. To time when you should go to bed and when you should wake up so that you have an optimal rested mind and body. We're not in control of a lot of things. But I think our minds are way more powerful than we think they are. And that might allow us to be in control of more things. Perhaps the outside world is a function of our inside, our perspective of our environment, our impression of that around us. You can have two different people walk into the same exact room, and both of them are going to have different experiences, different thoughts about a situation, about that place, about the people there, about the circumstances. Some people might agree on what they saw or what they heard. They might have similar emotions about what's happening. They might even have similar memories about what occurred. But in reality, that's not always the case. You have a spectrum, and it's all based on perspective, and everyone's mind and brain is different. My perception of something might be completely different than someone else's. And then that begs the question about objective reality, right? Like, what is objective reality? Is that even real? Science tells us that we can measure things and arrive to an objective answer about a lot of things. But then there's also probabilistic events and stochastic events and things that are random and chaotic, and those things are not deterministic, and they're not always predictable, and they're not necessarily objective. It might be subjective to perspective or initial conditions. Anyways, the whole point that I'm trying to make is that as humans, we want to be in control of things. We want to feel like we're in control of everything around us, and we strive for that. But sometimes oftentimes, it is the thing that consumes us. It is the endless journey to nowhere. Perhaps the destination is attainment of knowledge or achieving understanding. But the pursuit of control of our environment, of that around us, of that which cannot necessarily be controlled, might lead us down a pointless path. I think letting go and surrendering to that which cannot be controlled is probably more productive at least being able to identify that which you cannot control, that which you cannot predict, that which you cannot understand, that which you cannot attain, conquer, manifest. So that way you can focus on other things. You can focus your mind and attention and energy and emotion and life force on other things. Like I said before, being in the moment, that's powerful. One of the things that I have researched before, very, very minimally, but it's people's regrets at an old age. And one of the things that a lot of people have in common when they reach an old age is they regret not spending more time with their friends and loved ones and pursuing things that they enjoy doing. That's like the number one most common regret that people have. So if you think about it, the majority of us are spent up in this life chasing and trying to accomplish an endless task list, a list of tasks that goes on infinitely in the pursuit of control of our environment, control of our lives, control of our circumstances. But that pursuit leads us down a path of ultimately regret. I think it's not that it's a bad path to take, I just think it's not balanced well. Balance is key, right? Everyone always says that. And you need to plan, right? Fail to plan, plan to fail, the old saying. But you can't always control everything, and you should always take time for yourself to unplug and to be in the moment and to do the things that you enjoy doing, spend time in pursuing your passions, but at the same time, spend it with loved ones and friends and family. At the end of the day, I think that's what will give us the most meaning and the most joy in life. If you were to die right now, think about this. If you were to die right now, oh, that was really loud. I was going to say, think about this. If you were to die right now, what memories would come to you? Like, let's say you had 5 minutes left to live, and you were told that you had 5 minutes left. Where would your mind go? I mean, obviously there would be some kind of panic or whatever, but I think ultimately your mind will go somewhere. Your thoughts, your emotions, your memories, those things would probably come to the foreground of your thoughts. It's interesting. It makes you wonder if anybody else really thinks about this kind of stuff. I mean, I think it's probably normal for most people to avoid these types of thoughts about life and about purpose and meaning. But I do think that it's important every once in a while to touch base with your mind, touch base with your sense of self, and have some kind of grounding where you connect with something you're passionate about. Anyways, it's super peaceful out here and calm and quiet, so I think I'm probably just gonna just meditate a little bit. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Take it easy. Catch you later.